All right, welcome back to a new day right here on TV3. Big thank you to Kwame and Sheila for Mind Your Language. I'm so educated right now. I'm actually going to buy groceries when I finish the show. Yeah. Now it's time for us to talk sports. And with me in the studio this morning is Mr. Bukari. We're talking about sports development in Ghana and sports education. And he's here to help us enlighten us a little bit more about the whole sports education within Ghana. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Doing well.
Great. Okay, so first things first. You are, I believe, a lecturer, is it? At the National Sports College in Winneba?
No, I'm a technical director.
Technical director, apologies, at the National Sports College in Winneba. So you are fully averse in how to advise us on this. And the first question is, what is sports education?
Well, there are many definitions for sports education from different perspectives, but from the National Sports College perspective, is basically the kind of education that would enable you enjoy and participate in sports very satisfactorily.
Okay. Now, we've seen along the way that, well, Ghana seems to be concentrating more on football, the Black Stars, and even in schools, PE, physical education, they seem to be focusing on more the more funded sports, shall we say. What are some of the sports that within the National Sports College you guys concentrate on in educating people?
Yes, basically the National Sports College is one of the 4 implementing agencies in the country, and National Sports College was established to train and retrain sports persons. For instance, you have the technical and the human resource base, and these would help develop coaches, develop the community-based coaches who are going to help children in the communities who would want to enjoy sports and participate in sports as well.
Okay. Why is it? I mean, why is it now that we find that sports at a school level is just not as vibrant as it used to be? Back in the day, we used to look forward to intercore and all the rest of it. Now, I've been told that we haven't had intercore in about 2 years, and they're just about telling us that we could possibly have one. But the schools, I don't see them enjoying sports like how we used to.
Yeah, there are several reasons as well. There could be a traditional reason, there could be a technical reason, and possibly many more. But when I talk about the technical reasons or the traditional reasons, I'm referring to the fact that every day, every month, every year there is sports. These children are exposed to traditional sports, the same sports activities, football. I mean, imagine that you were given the opportunity to play soccer throughout your life. Once upon a time, you want to enjoy
something else.
Yeah,
basketball, cricket.
Basketball, maybe you have a try at tennis and maybe bowling. So basically, these children, sports is no more becoming vibrant because the traditional sports are dominating and nobody's trying to give them a new face. In the traditional sports as well, I would want to mention that these days, teachers and sports coaches don't create the knowledge or don't enlighten the children on the categories of sports, where we have children identifying net wall game, invasion game, possible target games. It's possible you and me sitting here, we have very big talents in different sports.
Yeah.
So if I am a coach and I take you through football, but you don't have the natural talent for football, you can see gradually your interest and your enthusiasm would fade
down. Yeah.
Yes. So these are some of the reasons why we have not intercore not getting vibrant.
All right. So I mean, what's the impact of something like this in regards to the nation? I mean, obviously, what are we losing as a nation, as Ghana, in not upgrading the kind of sports that we do and the disciplines that we're talking about these other sports? But if we're not patronizing them and we're just going to stick to football, I mean, then we're going to be losing out on something, aren't we?
Many things.
Like
financially, the youth are not well engaged. When we say engagement, it means activity-based. And basically these two would give you it will push the youth into a very wrong area in life. For instance, when I say engagement, there are so many exciting activities out there in the world where when they are well introduced or when they are well developed and introduced to the youth, it would benefit them a lot. I mean, the youth could possibly benefit by participating in the sport, developing their talent, or recreating. And if you don't engage the youth, the devil would engage them.
Idle hands. Devil
then,
makes
if they are found to engage themselves in these physical activities, and out of it they discover that, well, I think I can do this job for a profession, then it's driving them towards engagement in an activity that would benefit them financially.
Yeah, I understand. All right, now let's just bring it more to about the education. I mean, how is it that sports educators are actually trained here in Ghana?
There are many ways sports educators are educated in Ghana, but the most prominent ones, the most outstanding ones, the government, we are from the government's perspective, we view the University of Education, Winneba, as one of the universities that has a physical education department which educates a lot of physical education teachers.
Okay.
And the University of Cape Coast, which also has a physical education department known as the HYPA. I think University of KNUST has something. They have some bit of sports there, health science, which is under the same department with physical education. And I think Legon is also beginning to join the number of schools.
Is it because, I mean, is the level of interest in other sports a reflection of the fact that we don't have enough people doing sports education at the moment?
I don't think so.
No? Is it a lucrative field to be in? I mean, for instance, if you want to be a sports educator, is it something that I could be, well off doing?
Yes, it's one of the biggest businesses in the world. But, the infrastructure, the foundations are not well developed in Ghana for somebody to engage absolutely on that one here.
Okay.
Basically, if you look at the well-developed countries in the world, like in Spain, in the United States, in England, one can profitably engage himself in sports coaching, and that is enough for him to live.
Right.
Yes.
Well, we've actually run out of time, Mr. Bukhari, but thank you so much for coming in. This is Mr. Bukhari from the National Sports College in Winneba. Thank